Welcome into the Sports Buffoon Studios. Oh, we have our boy Jason JG and Tanner Dawson. What's going on, guys?
What's up, everybody?
What up, yo?
Yeah, how you guys feeling today?
I'm good. I feel great.
Feel great. Ready for a little bit of a haunting experience.
Haunting experience? Well, this is more of a depressing, not really depressing, but it's an unfortunate experience right now within the Chiefs franchise and the whole experience around them. At the moment.
We got our positives somewhat out of the way. We just had a fantasy show, guys, that you should check out. That was released on Thursday. So, but now we enter the Chiefs.
The spine-tingling truth of what is wrong with the Kansas City Chiefs
And there's
2021 season. And there's a lot of different things that are going wrong right now. I'll get to that in just a minute. But guys, it is Halloween. We are lively. We're festive here.
Yes.
I love this holiday. It's one of my favorite holidays. I go Christmas and Halloween, I think. So I'm going to go in that order.
Oh, I'm July 4th.
July 4th?
Halloween.
Really? This is hot. That's my problem with July 4th.
Oh, I blow up fireworks. I go down to Wichita and blow up fireworks.
I understand. Okay.
As long as I do that, I'm set.
What about you, JG? What do you do on Halloween normally?
Halloween sucks. I mean, I don't do shit on there besides throw eggs when I'm 14 years old.
Well, is your daughter going to go trick-or-treating this year?
Oh, yeah. She'll be doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
She's got a great costume. I think she's going to be like a bumblebee or something like that.
There you go.
Okay.
She's going to have a great time.
I dressed up my old cat as a bumblebee one time, so that was his costume. So
How did that work out?
It was great. Just a little walking around like a bumblebee around the house. That was a great time. Yeah, that was cool.
Nice.
But we're gonna have a good time on Halloween this year. We're not gonna be trick or treating necessarily, but we'll be at our friend's wedding, so we're looking forward to that. It's gonna be a great time. We're excited about that without a doubt. So before we kick off the Chiefs discussion, guys, what is your favorite and least favorite Halloween candy?
Yeah, well, I'm going to start with my least favorite because I don't really have a favorite Halloween candy, but my least favorite is Mounds because it tastes like shit because it has coconuts in there. As far as my favorite is concerned, I'm always looking past Halloween because as soon as the Christmas candy comes out, they've got the Andes mints and cherry flavor and toffee flavor.
Oh,
Not to mention the basic mint flavor. So, you know, you have those toffee flavored Andes mints. They're freaking amazing. So,
never had the toffee flavor.
Halloween candy for me is just very, very basic. I mean, I could live with it or live without it. I don't really
razor
care,
blades,
man.
cyanide.
Yeah.
Who knows? But,
Yeah, who
you
cares?
never know what you're gonna get. But what about you, Tanner?
So my favorite's Twix. Twix is one of my favorite candy bars out there, and I love Halloween because I usually get a bunch of them. My least favorite, maybe a Mounds, might be a Butterfinger. I don't know. I'm just something about those couple that I just haven't clicked on with. Not necessarily that I hate it by any means, but if there's a choice of candy, if those or no candy, I'd go no candy easy.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of candy. It's very, very rare for me to be eating candy. I'm a whole like steak and meat kind of a guy, more so than sweet. So I like the savory more than sweet. But guys, I do love me some Reese's peanut butter cups. Hell yeah, that stuff's
definitely top.
amazing.
Definitely on the top.
But I hate me some Whoppers. Whoppers are straight
I don't
trash.
get that, man.
No,
Trash.
They're little balls full of
I got a
crunchy air.
baggy fridge full just for you to take home.
Hell no. Wait, it's in the fridge?
It's in the fridge.
Do you
right
keep
now.
them cold even?
Yeah, I don't want them to
damn,
melt. It's been
Dude.
hot till now.
If you're gonna give me a chocolate ball, give me like some peanuts in there, even raisins. I'll take fucking raisins in there.
I love raisins. Yeah,
Raisins in the chocolate. I'll take that. But,
Yeah.
but give me some crunchy air inside the chocolate ball.
it's just a chocolate ball.
No, hell no. Reminds me of South Park though. Remember what episode? Suck on my chocolate salty balls. Stick it in your mouth and suck 'em.
You know, when you're talking about Halloween, you can't leave out the cherry mash. You know, we talk about the monster mash every Halloween. What about the cherry mash? Straight out of St. Joe, Missouri. Right? The cherry mash. You
is
guys
it?
ever had that?
Cherry mash? I didn't know about that.
It's amazing. It's like chocolate and cherry. Like, what more could you want for Halloween?
That sounds good to me.
Just try it, dude. You'll love it.
Oh, I'm not a fan of Whoppers, but guys, I'm a bigger fan of Big Macs. You know what Big Macs are? It's when the Chiefs get a sack in a game. So it'd be cool to see the Chiefs defense come alive and start getting some goddamn pressure on the opposing team, which we should see that against the Giants coming up on Monday.
You would think.
Guys, I'm not here to be completely sinister with you all and to be completely dark. I know we are Halloween themed today, but I do have something that is very chilling about the current state of the Kansas City Chiefs, and I want this to be an open discussion between the three of us here as all fans of this team, fans of the franchise. We watch all the games, obviously very committed, but the Chiefs have a bad omen going on around them right now. And the bad omen's not just like any random bad omen. It's not like a bunch of fluky things going on. There's something deeper to this whole situation. So the Chiefs' worst loss with Mahomes prior to February 4th was by 8 points. Yeah. So he had 53 games played, and the worst loss ever was by 8 points. I think that was the game actually against the Rams that was played in Mexico.
50-point game? The 50-point game?
Correct. Since that day, the Chiefs have lost by 22 to Tampa Bay, 18 to the Bills, and 24 to the Titans. And, guys, February 4th was the day that Britt Reed, Andy Reid's son, had his car accident that ended up severely injuring a 5-year-old girl. And that's a very serious statement. But since that day, also, the Chiefs have had 19 turnovers in the last 8 games. The fact is, Andy Reid and co. could be living with an ongoing distraction that we don't quite realize is still a problem within their mental capacity right now as an organization. Andy Reid is the heart of this team when it comes to the pulse of this team, and the Chiefs currently have a curse right now with them. Now you might be thinking, okay, well, you're talking out your ass, Mike, but I have a little bit of a backstory about why that's not so much the case. Defensively, not one player's going to get the team back on track by any means, but here's what I have also figured out, guys. Garrett Reed, Andy Reid's oldest son at the time, died in 2012 from a heroin overdose.
Yep.
The Eagles went on to go 4-12 that season as that distraction loomed throughout the year. It was his worst season all time as a head coach for Andy Reid. So the Eagles also led the NFL in turnovers in 2012 with 37 giveaways and 22 fumbles. The Chiefs currently lead the NFL in both giveaways and fumbles as well. So I think Andy is someone who allows personal distractions to potentially impact him while he's doing his job on the field, because he's such a committed football man. But you're telling me the 2 times where his sons have had major influences on what's going on around his life, and so then he had his worst year ever as coach? Because right now we're on pace for this being Andy Reid's worst season as a Chiefs coach. And when the Eagles let him go, they went 4-12, and he got fired, let go that same exact year, and that was after a catastrophic incident with his son. So I just think so far to this point, it has shown that these things are real, and they are creating a distraction within this team. So, I mean, we could start somewhere, though. We could start with saying, like, hey, plugging in Juan Thornhill over Daniel Sorensen. That's a great upgrade. We enjoy that. Thornhill's proven himself. Willie Gay getting some more playing time as he overcomes more of his injury history. That's obviously a big impact on this team. We want to see more of that. So that's steps
Mike
in
Remmers
the right direction.
Taking over the A.
Right, which that remains to be seen if that's really a positive situation or not.
I think it was just a straight swap.
But I think it's something to say that, obviously the team they're not playing with the same energy they have in the past. Like, I'm not seeing the urgency. I'm not seeing the influence on the defense, especially. We're not seeing aggressive defense like we have in the past with Spags.
Flying around the ball like they used to.
Offensively, why is Andy Reid not adjusting to the situation? Teams are now playing the Chiefs differently than they had in years past. And Mahomes is not some new, oh, wow, he can throw deep. No, we've known that for the last 4 years. This is not some new phenomenon. But now teams are doing a little more too high safety. Okay, Andy, it's your job now to run more of those short, quick RPOs like you have in years past. Quick passing game, get guys open in open space underneath, and it's not happening. That is the problem with this team. Where is the focus? Where is the mental ability right now to overcome way the teams are adjusting with the Chiefs having an arrow on their back? So, guys, that's my theory on the Chiefs' current situation.
Yeah, so the thing about the Chiefs right now is, like, we can sit here and bitch about the personnel all we want. And we've been doing that on this show, basically all fucking year.
Week to week.
And, the first thing I look at, for me, it always comes back to the head of the snake, Patrick Mahomes. 9 interceptions, although 4 of those interceptions were off the hands of receivers. And we all know that Tennessee game, if you even bothered to watch the whole thing, was a fucking disaster. Our defense sucks. We've got 17 turnovers in 7 games, which is number 1 in the NFL. But for me, at some point, we can sit here and talk about personnel all we want, but you have to question the desire to win. And this could be the case in football. I don't care what sport you want to talk about. We have to question the desire of this team to win. And that starts from the coaching staff all the way down to the last man on the roster. And I just don't see a passionate football team. When I watch these games, I don't see a lot of passion. I don't see a lot of fire out there on the field. I see a team that is lacking the will to win. And maybe that's because they've been on the top of the AFC. They've been on the top of the mountain for a long time, and maybe they're getting bored. But, you know, the great JG always has a solution to all these problems. And so
we always wait for it.
I think back to the 2014 Royals when they were going through a slump. They had a players-only meeting during that slump, and the coaches weren't allowed in there. And, you know, it wasn't like a type of meeting where, you know, the leaders just came out and started bashing everybody and said, oh, you're playing like shit and you need to do this and this guy needs to do that. No, it was a positive meeting. They only talked about winning. And so I think for the Chiefs to turn this thing around, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they are going to turn it around because nobody knows the answer to that question, but if they could just have a players-only meeting and just discuss everything amongst themselves and say, hey, guys, what do we need to do? You know, from your perspective and your perspective and your perspective, what do we need to do to get back to winning? And you can have that meeting and you can have those conversations if you care. The question is, do the Chiefs care? And I do believe that they are a good team. We all know that they're a great team.
Yes.
They're an amazing team that is not playing well right now.
Well, I think that some players care, but there's also some left in question, you know.
Well, Nick Bolton cares.
Well, Nick Bolton cares
Is
a lot.
he the only
man.
one? Is he the only guy?
But then you have a hee-hee-ha-ha Frank Clark on the sideline, you know, when you're getting blown out by the Titans. And that's not a great look when you're the highest paid salary cap defensive end in the NFL this season. So you're getting paid the most this year for a defensive end, and you are dog shit. That's a problem. And you should not be hee-hee-ha-ha on the sideline by any means. I mean, this should be a very focused and pissed off defense right now and embarrassed. Straight up embarrassed. All from every single way you can imagine. But the guy who needs to lead that discussion, honestly, you can say Mahomes, but Travis Kelce has been here the longest. Travis Kelce is the guy who's been a part of this team the longest now, since 2013. And really, he's a true leader on this team, and he's matured a lot over the years. He's a guy that needs to be speaking to these guys as well as Mahomes. So it's got to be a combination of the two things. And then defensively, you know, Matthew, goddamn, focus on football, man. Quit giving a damn about Twitter. Quit caring about getting on Twitter after games and bitching because someone, you know, it doesn't like the way you're playing and, you know, you start calling them out on Twitter. Get the fuck over it. Seriously.
Right.
Don't worry about social media. Come on, act up. Act right. You're 28 years old, 29 years old, right?
Yep.
Time to act right. Not give a damn about Twitter. Do your job. Play football.
You think Tom Brady hops on and use all his tweets right away? He doesn't.
The games that Tom Brady's had in the past that he got his ass handed to him, and he got on Twitter afterwards and was sulking because people didn't like him. Like, goddamn, get the hell over it.
Just hit your defense.
Seriously.
Work with your boy Chris Jones, who needs a reality check too, and like let's get something together. Like you got to get something together. The offensive side, let Mahomes and Kelce take care of that, and Tyreek Hill even. But man, the defensive side has to be those two.
This team is distracted, and I know why, because I remember in years past when the Chiefs have had bad teams. Remember in 2012, the Chiefs also had LaRon McClain, the fullback at the time, as a part of this roster. And I just remember that whole time period. Twitter was still around, obviously, in the beginning stages. But I remember I would see them react to everything on social media. They were constantly on there trying to defend themselves or call out fans or do this whole game or I'm grown. That's literally a quote from LaRon McClain. But just acting that way, it's like, dude, get the hell out of here. Like, quit focusing on what's going on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Like, let's focus in. If you truly care about committing yourself to this team and football and making it a successful team. And if you have some haters, get the hell out of it. Who cares? Get over it.
Exactly.
Who cares?
Just who cares? Who cares what anybody else says outside of what your team?
But they're locked into the wrong things. Their mind is not on the game. Their mind is on really trying to defend themselves online. Who cares what a bunch of 12-year-olds on social media are saying? It's ridiculous.
Because if you looked really deep, there's a lot of 12-year-olds on Twitter right now. But guys, here's what I'm thinking is going on, right? We talk about being a curse. Well, here's the curse. Mahomes, 2 Madden covers now. It's finally catching up to him. We did not have a curse when Mahomes was on 20, right? Mahomes performed great when Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl.
Lamar Jackson didn't get hurt or didn't really have a bad season at all. He had a rough team last year, right? He was on the Madden cover. Now you got Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes on the cover at 22. It's time to catch up. It's skipped a couple years. It's time to hit somebody, and unfortunately it's Mahomes. And on top of that, you have a Super Bowl loss from last year, which we've known all the teams for the past, 5 years has been hurt, essentially, through having that Super Bowl loss.
Typically, the team that loses has a down year the next year, is what we've seen recently.
And it's just, to me, yes, it's disappointing. It hurts. We want to see this team succeed because we know there's so much talent. There's guys we like on there. There's so much potential. But sometimes, guys, you just have a freaking bad year.
Get back to the drawing board, guys. Get back to the basics. That's what I've been saying.
Look, let's just simplify it down. We can probably turn the scene around. But, yes, sometimes bad years happen. And it's going to happen. But you can't let it define you. You can't just sit there and go, oh, well, I guess we'll win every other game and go 500. You can't go 500 now, but you know what I mean? You can't let that do you. It's a bad season, but let's try to salvage this bad season. Let's try to just simplify stuff down. Let's run the ball. Let's throw some slants. Let's get Kelsey and Hill, try to get Hill freed up. And let's get that guy who has 1 catch in the past 2 games involved because he is going to be a playmaker, Josh Gordon. If you don't get Josh Gordon involved, it doesn't matter. Hardman's ain't going to do nothing. Pringle's coming out, but Pringle can do so much for his size.
And we can sit here and say this is a bad season all you want.
It is
everybody's talking about it. You don't know that. It's a bad season so far. But when I look at the upcoming schedule, 5 out of the next 6 games are at home. They're at Geha Field at Arrowhead, right? So you got the Giants. Now, if they lose that game, we all know, it's time to pack it in. Who cares? But if they win that game, you've got, including that game, 5 out of the next 6 games at home. Can you beat Green Bay at home? And then you go at Las Vegas, at home against Dallas, Denver, and Las Vegas again.
Correct.
Dude, those are all home games. This season is not over. That's my whole point. Do we have a leader in that, or some leaders
that's what we need
in that locker room that can turn this shit around, regardless of Andy Reid or whatever the hell you want to throw out there, or Frank Clark and his contract? This is not about the money.
No.
This is about the will to win.
Correct.
And can you win games when you have 5 out of the next 6 games at home? You can turn this thing around if you care. And that's my point. That's the big question. Do they care or do they not care? And that's we're going to find that out in the next game and the next couple of games.
The turnovers are the bad omen, basically, because the offense has played well all year, besides this past week. But they played well all year besides this past week. But the turnovers are the problem. They get down into the red zone, and suddenly it's like everyone's eyes open up like deers in a headlight, and they forget how to play football.
Correct.
And, Hardman's fumbled a couple times this year now. Mahomes leads the league in interceptions next with, I think, Trevor Lawrence?
No,
who was it?
I thought Wilson.
Wilson. Oh, Zach Wilson. Excuse me. Yeah, Zach Wilson. All of a sudden now that's a whole thing.
Yeah, we don't want the defense on any more than it is, but when we're turning over the ball,
it's the flukiest thing of all time, though, because half of those, as we know, are not necessarily due to Mahomes making bad choices. He has made a few bad choices lately, but most of it's been issues. Tyreek Hill's literally handed off. He's done a handoff to a defensive back twice now throughout the season. So, that's not normal. That's not the Chiefs team we've grown to know.
So going back to your schedule, right? You're talking about the schedule coming up here. James Palmer tweeted out today about 9 hours ago. Toughest remaining strength of schedule 2021 season. Chiefs are number 1. They have a .612 opposition win percentage, and the opposition record 41-26. So yes, we need to turn something around. We are at home. We got to take advantage of this home. If we don't take advantage of this home against a schedule like that, we're in trouble. We're in some deep trouble.
Yeah. To me, get back to the basics of football. Believe it or not, there's people echoing me out there. What Tanner and I said on our podcast after the show, or after the game, excuse me, was basically that he needs to play more like, believe it or not, Alex Smith. And what I mean by that is a short passing game and opening things up that way. So getting more of those slant, quick hitches involved, and that's how you want to get this offense rolling again.
Absolutely.
So
that comes down to the play calling.
Yeah, quit worrying about the deep pass, and because the offensive line can't protect for that long. They're still maturing. It's a young O line, and guys that also have a lot of ways to go to prove themselves. So, anyways, guys, we want to do a little power rankings, right?
Power rankings.
Let's do current, up to date power rankings. Could be a Chiefs list power rankings. So, JG, kick it off for us.
All right, guys, what do you want to start out with? Number 7. All right, guys, for my 7th best team in the NFL power rankings this week, I got the Baltimore Ravens, and I look at that defense. It's number 20 in the NFL. They are 5-2 right now. Both of their losses came against Las Vegas and Cincinnati, which is why I have them so low, but they are a legit contender. Go with Baltimore, number 7.
Baltimore, number 7. Very interesting, guys. I'm rolling in here with the Green Bay Packers at number 7 is my pick right now. I like that they only lost one game, and that was week 1, when clearly they were a little still going through the Aaron Rodgers situation, I suppose. And they got over that real quick, and they've been on a roll since then. So I'm enjoying the Packers right now, sitting at 5-1, but I got them losing to the Cardinals coming up soon on Thursday Night Football. Or I guess just to say, as of right now, since we're coming out Friday morning. Let's hope I'm right. Spoiler alert, we're not live. Okay.
All right. So my number 7, guys, is a team that's being kind of underlooked right now, but they've really turned it up here recently, and they played a really great game against the Packers. They beat the Ravens recently. Bengals are number 7, guys. 2-loss team. 2-loss team. Did you know that? The Bengals?
And they whooped up on those Ravens.
And they whooped the Ravens. They are my number 7.
Number 6. Number 6, guys, I'm going to go with another AFC team, the LA Chargers, and they are 4-2 right now with a number 18 overall defense. Their losses were to the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. I trust Justin Herbert just slightly more than I trust Lamar Jackson, which is why I have the Chargers number 6 in the NFL.
All right, number 6 for me, you guys. I'm going to roll with those Bengals, actually, as a matter of fact. So I think the Bengals looking great. They have a top 10 defense right now, and offensively, Jamar Chase is the Rookie of the Year. So without a doubt, Bengals are on a roll. I think they're going to continue this going. I mean, they're fighting for the AFC North this year. So Joe Burrow looks awesome. So let's keep that up.
Yeah, number 6 for me, guys, is the Baltimore Ravens. They did just lose to Cincinnati, but they have still beat off a lot of good teams here, and I just can't take them out of my top 7 yet here. We got to see more regression here. They do have a bye week this week, so hopefully they can come out of that bye pretty strong, but I'd say Ravens, number 6.
Number 5. Number 5, guys, I've got the Dallas Cowboys. They are 5-1 with the number 8 defense in the NFL. Their only loss is to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So give me some Cowboys at number 5.
Cowboys at 5. I like that quite a bit, as a matter of fact. That is also my number 5, is the Dallas Cowboys. So these guys looking good right now. They're rolling strong. Defense looks great. They got the Defensive Rookie of the Year on their cornerback situation. There was 7 picks on the season. My goodness, he's on pace to have double-digit picks on the year. I would not be thrown in his area whatsoever. And then the comeback of Michael Gallup being part of offense soon is going to be awesome. So the run game is also not one-dimensional, guys. They got Tony Pollard running it just as much as Zeke Elliott, so I love the combo. Guys, these guys are rolling. They're doing the right things right now, and they're protecting the football, which the Chiefs don't do.
That's not a lie there. Number 5, guys, for me, Tampa Bay Bucks. Tampa Bay Bucks, Tom Brady. You're not going to count them out. Those guys continue to just dominate the bad teams like they're supposed to, and somehow pull out, wins for some good teams. So, all hyped on their defense trying to get healthy here. Mike Evans has turned into a touchdown machine once again. And then, like we talked on our fantasy show, Antonio Brown, he may come back healthy, he may not. He might be an IR, so we'll see by the time this comes out. But I'm going Bucks. That's number 5.
Number 4. Number 4, guys, I've got the Green Bay Packers. Their only loss of the season was to the New Orleans Saints. That was in Week 1. Ever since then, they're 6-0. They've got the number 16 defense in the league, and they're going to be doing a few things this week against the Arizona Cardinals. Stay tuned for that. I got the Green Bay Packers, number 4.
There you go. My number 4 is the Buffalo Bills. I love the combination of having a wonderful, great defense, number 1 defense in the league, actually, right now, as far as in fantasy, I should say. I should reiterate that. But the offense right now, still Stephon Diggs has not caught enough touchdowns yet. That will come back into form once again.
Oh, yeah.
And they're finally getting some things going with the running game a little better. So the running game's getting better. Allen looks amazing once again. I think more than anything, though, the Bills' defense is legitimate, and that's going to carry them to the AFC Championship game this year.
I'd say number 4 is the Bills for me. They had kind of a tough game against the Tennessee Titans, whose defense seems to be all of a sudden coming back into play. They forgot how to play the first few weeks, so whatever. But the Buffalo Bills, the offense is looking pretty decent out here. We got Stephon Diggs, who will blow up. That defense looks pretty good as well. But you can't put them any higher right now after that loss against Tennessee. So number 4, Bills.
Number 3. Number 3, guys, I'm going to go with the LA Rams. They are 6-1 with a number 13 defense in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. Their only loss was to the undefeated Arizona Cardinals. So give me some LA Rams at number 3.
Number 3, LA Rams, to give you another stat to bounce off of them, guys. Do you know Sean McVay has never lost a game leading at halftime in the NFL?
No.
It's pretty amazing. That is amazing, actually.
I did not know
and
this.
So to take that into account, and the Rams are going to be a team that's going to be very hard to beat when they get up on you quick. So Rams for me, number 3, but only because I feel like number 2 could be replaceable.
Number 3, guys, is Los Angeles Rams for me as well. Stafford, Kupp, Robert Woods. I mean, how are you going to beat those? That defense, you're not going to beat them. Very rarely are you. Arizona got away with that. Detroit did play a really great game, played a really hard game. But let's be real. If they play that game again tomorrow, Rams blow it out. Rams, number 3.
Number 2. Number 2, guys, I got a big surprise for you this week. I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. And the reason I have them that low, even though they're 7-0 this year, is because I do believe they will be upset this week by the Green Bay Packers, even though the Cardinals have the number 2 ranked defense so far this year. This is going to be a trap game. Arizona Cardinals are going to go down. And
We're on 2?
We are on number 2.
Okay.
Tanner, they are going to be the second best team in the NFL after this week.
My number 2, you guys, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously had one loss on the season so far. They just beat Philly 28-22. That was too close for comfort, in my opinion. But this team, top to bottom, is the most talented team in the NFL. I just don't prefer them as my team of choice for number 1 is all.
Number 2, the quietest one-loss team out there. Hopefully not a 2-loss team by Friday. Green Bay Packers, guys. Aaron Rodgers. Need I say more?
Number 1. Number 1, guys, I'm going to go with the TB12 Buccaneers this week. Their only loss is to the Rams. They are 6-1. They've got the 6th best defense in the league. And after the Cardinals lose this week, the Cardinals could work their way back up eventually. But for right now, Bucs are going to be the best team in the league.
Yeah, for me, give me the Cardinals all day because I'm enjoying this run the Cardinals are on. I told you guys last year the Cardinals were good. JG didn't believe me. And here we are today, 7-0. And big game, though. Hey, this is a battle right here coming up. Cardinals-Packers will prove a lot to you, So both of you guys be ready.
The whole season is riding on this game.
Really. It really is. So Cardinals are my number 1 right now, of course, as we enter, as of the show's recording, as we enter Thursday. So Arizona, guys, that defense has been amazing. J.J. Watt has come alive again. He's been effective. A.J. Green is actual wide receiver, it looks like. So this team's amazing. DeAndre Hopkins is great. Kyler Murray's playing at an exceptional level. Even Edmonds, guys. I got to give credit to Edmonds. He's like, as much as Mike and I kind of trashed him over Connor for a while, this guy has actually stepped up. So I'm going Cardinals as my number one once again for the second week in a row.
Yeah, make sure you guys watch our TikToks on our pick'ems and stuff.
Right.
But this is a trap game for sure for the Arizona Cardinals.
That's right.
Yeah. Check us out on TikTok, especially because we will interact with each and every one of you that joins on there and give us its comments. So ready to battle with some of you, especially you Raiders fans out there, like to talk shit. You guys were lucky because it's a bye week, so you didn't get the same thing this week on TikTok.
No Raider TikTok.
Talk about the Raiders next week for sure.
Hey guys, make sure you give us a like, follow, subscribe. And if you are watching this on YouTube right now, yes, our screen is blank. My camera died. So
if you're a part of Chiefs Kingdom, especially, please join in.
yes.
We'll be here each and every week talking Chiefs with you guys. So
And hopefully
that is our
join you
forte.
on Twitter as well. So, but hey guys, check us out, and we'll see you guys later.
Sports buffoon.
I'll see y'all on the next one.
We're out.